Someone once said the devil's best trick is convincing people he isn't real. Well, another form of his trickery is convincing people that we got this afterlife thing all wrong. Yeah, he'll trick some into thinking heaven and hell aren't real at all, but even more sinister is his plot to confuse the two, to pull the old bait and switch, to get us thinking, it's not really that big a deal. You see, if Satan can paint a picture of heaven as some hackneyed, eternally boring, perpetual sing-along to awful music from disembodied spirits floating on puffy clouds, and then paint a picture of hell as the ultimate party with all your favorite people rocking, well, then he's pulled off the most deceitful marketing scheme of the ages. And unfortunately, many people have bought into it. I mean, you got song titles like Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, and words from the piano man himself confidently singing, they say there's a heaven for those who are waiting, well, some say it's better, but I say it ain't. Well, both, of course, grossly misunderstand and misrepresent the afterlife. Fast forward to today, and you got people on social media saying things like, hey, I know I'm going to hell, and I'm happy about it. Well, there are YouTube channels, books, podcasts, and all kinds of other content that celebrate this deceitful and dangerous point of view, namely that hell, if it exists at all, is some kind of ongoing party with a bunch of fun-loving sinners all having the time of their afterlives. Of course, this unfortunately ubiquitous understanding is ultimately untrue, unrealistic, and unbiblical. It's been deceitfully crafted to minimize its horrific reality and so spun as to enchant our fellow travelers to think they're actually entering into a wonderland, while instead they're walking into a wasteland, arrogantly passing under Dante's harrowing words, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." Always fun to throw in some 14th century poetry to make a point, but hey, let's get back to it. I don't want you to read that sign. I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to be tricked, duped, enchanted, or otherwise ignorant on the reality of hell. I at least want to tell you what the Bible has to say, so you can hear for yourself if it sounds anything like a festive gathering of happy-go-lucky sinners. Here's Matthew 25, starting at verse 31. Before him will be gathered all the nations, and he will separate people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will place the sheep on his right, but the goats on his left. Then he will say to those on his left, Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Earlier in Matthew, we read this, the angels will come out and separate the evil from the righteous and throw the evil ones into the fiery furnace. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a carefree, fun-filled hoedown to me. But hey, maybe this one will conjure up Pixarian pictures for you. And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. Woohoo, let's party. I think you're getting the point, but here's another one. He also will drink the wine of God's wrath, poured full strength into the cup of his anger, and he will be tormented with fire and sulfur. And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, these worshipers of the beast and its image, and whoever receives the mark of its name. Now, does this sound like a social jamboree to you? I mean, you really want to hang out here? I hope not. Hell is awful, and as many people who want to convince you that it doesn't exist or it won't be that bad or it's mean to tell people about it are simply disregarding the fair warning from Jesus and his clear teaching on the subject. Fact is, Jesus loved us so much that he willingly died on the cross to rescue us from this horrible place called hell. He compared it to the valley of Hinnom or Gehenna, a place near Jerusalem where they set fire to garbage and dead animals and human corpses. It's scary, it stinks, it's awful. It's a physical place where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched, a place of outer darkness where the vengeance of God is inflicted. So please, whatever you do, don't just dismiss it. Don't buy into the pop version of it. Don't minimize it. Don't bet your eternity on lies and misinformation. There are some things you want to make sure you get right, my friends, and this is one of them. And now you know, in case you didn't already, that this diabolical, unbiblical, untrue, and deceptive idea that hell ain't a bad place to be has been debunked.
Yeah, adios.